Now let's see responsiveness acting through the responsive tables. Let's note that if we diminish the screen size so that it fits the size of a telephone, the social network icons will appear below. We can do this by adding, in the first case, 100% of the width of the table that contains the left element, and also 100% for the element on the right. However, for the small size, we add 50% to each one. And the same goes for the larger sizes that inherit the properties of the size that precedes them. We can see that, for the social network icons, we don't use a responsive table, but rather a simple table. Why? Because we want its elements to appear occupying all of the horizontal space necessary, with no overlappings or wrapping, or adjustments in that space. We want them all at once. Another example of responsiveness through table is this one with the home web panel. We place 4 subtables inside, which will be implementing the design for each of these portions of screen in runtime. For medium or large sizes, we want each subtable to occupy 25% of the total width of the responsive table. But in the case of a tablet, we want it to appear as a table with 2 rows and 2 columns, that is, with each subtable occupying 50% of the table's width. And for the case of a telephone-sized screen, each subtable should occupy 100% of the width. So, 4 rows will be shown. And one last example. We can see how to implement the presence of text, the new age of exploration, and the text, contact us today. They're in column 1 of a responsive table, whose second column has the text block that was loaded in the load event. The table was assigned a class that has 8.4% of paddings on the 4 sides, thus making it appear with these spaces at runtime. If we take a look at the table's properties, we'll see that we have set up the extra small and the small sizes to appear with one piece of data over another piece of data. And for larger sizes, the pieces of data will appear side by side. As mentioned when we studied the default design system for the backend, the most subtle part of responsiveness is achieved by means of class rules. For example, for the text block, the new age of exploration, we can see that when the screen size corresponds to a telephone, extra small, the font is smaller. And we do that by modifying the font size at the level of the class we associate it with. Here we can see the same, but for the copyright text. Classes enable us to do many things. In addition to establishing margins, internal spaces, padding, alignments, among other things, they have the properties for positioning the control that enable overlapping it with another one. And that's what we'll see next.